Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good evening so far. We are doing Genshin Impact again tonight. I will probably switch to the visual novel 9-9 later. I finished the Archon quest yesterday, but there is still a story quest we got to do. It's featuring the new banner character Escoffier. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stream the story quest as well.
Add Astra.
Alright, this is it, right? The new story quest, I'm assuming. Wait. Why are there two? Am I missing something? Okay, this is Dulciaria. Okay, that's that. So then what the hell is this then? Hold on. Now I'm confused. Whirling waltz. Oh, is that... Wait, is that part of the event? Is that the dealio? Hold on. Let me double check. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. My bad. Didn't realize that. Okay. Well, then, yeah, we're not doing that one. We're doing this one. Okay.
Is that Navia over there? Oh, it's been a while. Let's go say hi.
Hold on. Let me turn this shit up. Okay. I do have it, like, maxed out, the audio, don't I? The volume? Yeah. Okay. Oh. Finally, dude. We get to visit with my Genshin waifu again. Here we go.
Hey, Navia, what you up to? Shh.
Why the secrecy?
Get lost, Monica! I don't want to see you back here until you're ready to wake up and start doing things properly! Right now, you're a disgrace to my kitchen and to the Hotel de Boer name!
It was an accident.
I'm sorry, did you hear me asking for excuses?
No, I'll do better, I promise. Why is she so aggressive? She won't even listen to what the poor girl has to say. Oh, hey, cut her some slack. You gotta at least hear her out. Wait!
Huh? Who do you think you are telling me... wait a sec. Navia? Huh. So, you're bringing backup now. Suit yourself! You're still wasting your time!
Savannah, Is this how you always treat your staff?
My staff is right. I'm the one in charge here now. And last time I checked, the Hotel de Boer doesn't take orders from the Spina di Rosula.
Of course. How you run your kitchen is none of our business. But when a member of your staff is so overworked he becomes gravely ill, that most definitely is our business. We're going to stand up for him, whether you like it or not.
Overworked? I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If Fermont can't handle the job, then tough luck. There are plenty of other capable people I can hire instead.
But Fermont can do the job, he just...
Monica, back inside, now!
Huh? But you said I shouldn't come back until...
Just do as you're told, and not another word out of you! Come on, we have work to do!
Wow! What a horrible person!
Sorry. Looks like I've dragged you into some drama again.
So, who was that?
Her name is Savannah. She's the new head chef at Hotel de Boer. Ever since she took the job, she's been enforcing a brutal work regime and putting a huge amount of pressure on her staff. One guy was so overworked, he collapsed from illness. He's been bedridden for days, and he can barely even talk properly.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I don't deserve to be a chef.
At his family's request, the Spina di Rosula is trying to mediate on his behalf. We're not exactly making a ton of progress, as you saw. Savannah is adamant that Vermont's exhaustion and illness have nothing to do with her or how she's been running her kitchen. She's refusing to have any kind of meaningful dialogue with us. Our next thought was to talk to the other chefs at the restaurant and get a better idea of their working conditions. But with Savannah watching them like a hawk, no one has been willing to open up. And that's why I'm here, doing it the old-fashioned way. Camping out, watching, and waiting for an opportunity.
So you were waiting for Savannah to leave, and then you were going to approach Monica?
Oh, shoot! It all makes sense now. Sorry. Paimon should have thunk before she spoke. Did Paimon ruin everything?
Yeah, you, kind of do that rather often.
Oh, no, not at all, Paimon. Honestly, the way she was laying into Monica, someone had to step in. I'm sure I would have piped up if you hadn't. And besides, I don't really think I'm built for espionage.
Either way, Savannah's seen you now.
Yeah, meaning it's gonna be all the more difficult to get the inside scoop now. Oh, I might as well head back to the Fleuve Cendre then. We'll need to come up with a whole new game plan.
Paimon will join you, 'cause this is kinda all Paimon's fault.
Then I'll join you too.
Guys, it's fine. You don't need to worry about it. That said, if you were planning to visit the Fleuve Cendre anyway, let me take you out for a meal. I'll make sure it's a proper feast. A really famous chef just joined the Spina di Rosula's tavern. Her name is...
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to apologize for the scene you witnessed just now. We shouldn't subject our customers to that. This is a small token from us. It's some candy from Monica. She asked me to make sure it was delivered into your hands.
Monica's the one apologizing? Huh. Clearly Savannah is the one who owes an apology.
Our head chef has been a little highly strung lately. Sorry for everything.
Thank you for the gift.
All right. Since there's candy, Paimon will drop it. Not the candy.
Thank you for understanding. We'll make sure to pass your feedback on to Miss Savannah.
A little highly strung, huh?
Looks like with Savannah in the kitchen, even the waiting staff are on edge.
Paimon doesn't get it. How did someone like her even become head chef?
Well, according to Fermat's family, she hasn't always been like this. But that's a story for another time. Let's try this candy.
Ah yes, never underestimate Navia's affinity for sweets.
Oh, Paimon totally gets it. Come on, dig in! Huh? Hold on, there's something written on the wrapper. Find Escoffier?
Escoffier? Could this mean...
Huh? You know that name, Navia?
Yeah. Let's stick to the plan and go back to the Fleuve Cendre for now. That's where we'll find Escoffier anyway.
Ooh, we're back in the underground
So, who is this
city
Escoffier,
or whatever.
Well, for starters, she used to be the head chef at the Hotel de Boer, before Savannah. She recreated the legendary Gâteau de Boer and restored the restaurant back to its former glory. Safe to say, she's the most renowned head chef in the Hotel de Boer's history, after the culinary genius Modeste himself.
Gâteau de Boer? That's the super exclusive cake that they only sell a few slices a day, right? Wow. Why the heck would she let Savannah take her place?
Well, apparently, the Hotel de Boer was reported for a safety incident. Someone claims that the kitchen was adding an illegal substance to their menu. But none of the chefs had any idea how it could have gotten into the food. In the end, Escoffier decided that as head chef, she should take responsibility, and she was sent to the fortress of Meripede.
Damn, they threw her into the fortress for that?
The fortress of Meripede?
We got sent there just for eating someone else's cake.
Well, you're right. The quantity of the substance they found was fairly minimal. Even the guards believed the whole thing was probably just an accident. Escoffier didn't have to stay in the fortress for long, but still, by the time she returned, the role of head chef had already passed to Savannah.
So that's what happened. Paimon still thinks it's really unfair.
Even though Escoffier is no longer head chef at the hotel, she's still well respected by the staff. So, I'm guessing what Monica wants is for us to convince Escoffier to try and negotiate with Savannah on the staff's behalf.
Oh, Paimon gets it! Monica wants Escoffier to come back and kick Savannah out. It's simple. If the new head chef is stressing everyone out, then the solution is just get the old one back.
Well, about that...
Also, I just gotta say, I'm so glad that Navia's voice actor didn't leave or whatever.
You thought cream of mushroom soup was ready to serve after 3.5 minutes on the stove! You'd have had more sense serving hot water with ice cubes. At least then, you wouldn't have wasted all this perfectly good cream and mushroom! What do you say, Hilaire?
I'm sorry, Cream. I'm sorry, Mushroom.
As you can see, Escoffier is that kind of chef as well.
How has the Hotel de Boer made it this far?
You have to leave it on the heat for long enough to allow those flavors the chance to come out. Don't be fooled by the aroma when the water first starts to boil. Got it?
Yes, Chef.
Then go back and do it again. The customers are still waiting. Remember where you went wrong and don't repeat the same mistake twice.
You know, I don't think her voice really matches what she looks like.
Yes, Chef!
Like, bro, look at her. She's like fucking hot and cute, and yet she's got the voice of like some...
Excuse us,
She's got the voice of like some 35-year-old hoity-toity mama.
Waiting to be served? Sorry, we're pretty busy. I'm afraid you have to join the line.
Oh, no, we're not here to eat.
So you're not paying customers? Then I'm afraid the wait will be even longer.
It's hard to talk to Escoffier when she's in the zone. Let's take a seat. We can catch up while we wait.
Looks like the rush hour is finally over. Is it always this busy here?
These days, yes. I'd say business has tripled since Escoffier joined as temporary head chef.
She didn't want to go back to Hotel de Board?
Well, in her words, the Hotel de Boer doesn't need her anymore. It doesn't look like she's got any plans to go back.
I guess I'll be heading off then.
Wait, take these home with you. We can't serve them now, and there's no sense in letting them go to waste.
Oh, thank you, Chef.
For what? Like I said, I just don't want them going to waste. Oh, and tell Fiamma to get well soon, so you're not running yourself ragged every single shift.
I'm sorry. I do not like her voice, dude. Like, what were they thinking, giving her that voice?
Fiamma. That's the second time we've heard that name. Who is that again?
He's the chef that fell ill from stress. Hilaire is his son. And with Mom stuck at home taking care of Dad, he decided to pick up some work to help pay the bills. Escoffier knows their situation, so she's been making some extra food every day for him to take home.
Hey, I heard that, Navia! I've told you before, no one's making extra food. Hilaire is making blunders in the kitchen, and I can't serve his failed dishes, so he might as well take them home.
Damn. Making him eat his own mistakes.
Yeah, failed dishes that just so happen to be nutritionally complete every single time.
So you two must be the world-famous traveler and his companion, Paimon. Yes? Is there something I can help you with?
Oh, so you know us already. We'll skip the introduction then. We're here to talk about Savannah.
You must be aware of the situation with Savannah.
Oh, I certainly am. The Spina's headquarters are right next to the tavern. And I've lost count of the number of times Navi has come to pester me about it. But I don't work for the Hotel de Boer anymore. And being ex-head chef doesn't give me the right to interfere with that business. Besides, I'm the one who persuaded Savannah to take the job in the first place.
What?
Well, she was a much gentler person back then. A little timid, even. She wasn't at all confident that she was the right fit for the role.
Well, now we can see why.
That's hard to believe. Are we definitely talking about the same Savannah here?
Honestly, I do wonder if she's just emulating me. I mean, I'm not the most pleasant head chef to be around either.
Well, at least she's self-aware.
Anyway, suffice to say that given the history between us, it'll be tricky for me to tell her she's doing her job wrong without coming across like a huge hypocrite. Fiamar and the others probably think that Savannah gets it all from me.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, Escoffier. Look at this note we got from Monica.
You give Monica's candy
She
wrapper to
mentioned me.
Escoffier.
Whatever shortcomings you feel you have, it looks like Monica still trusts you. As for the others, well, how can you know what they think unless you ask them?
Monica.
Plus, it's not like we're asking you to storm in there and raise hell. We're only in the initial phase of our investigation. All we're trying to do is get the other chefs to open up to us.
Oh, Monica. Oh, Monica.
Escoffier?
I can't believe her! Powdered sugar is supposed to be applied sparingly. Look at all that on the wrapper. It's thicker than the sole of my shoe. Unbelievable! I won't stand for this. She has to learn. Come on, we're going.
Wait, so now she's,
Well, whatever the reason she came up with, at least she's convinced herself to go have a conversation.
Let's go catch up to her. We don't want to keep her waiting.
Well, after that, I think it's safe to say Escoffier is far from being a best girl candidate. Like, bro. She got the looks, but she definitely don't got the personality.
Wait, she looks like... Is that a Escoffier?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I messed up your order.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Maybe the taste is a little off, but if you hadn't brought it up, I don't think I would have noticed.
But, please, you have to forgive me or Chef is gonna... Okay, I know. I'll kneel before you.
What the heck?
Get up, Monica! Can't you see that you're just making your customer feel more awkward?
Escoffier?
If you want forgiveness, then do what any self-respecting chef would do. Make the dish again. And this time, get it right. You cannot go begging your customers to feel sorry for you.
Savannah said that I'm not allowed back in the kitchen until I've corrected my mistake. But if I can't go back into the kitchen, I can't do the dish over.
That's some backwards logic? How can you fix your mistake without being allowed to cook? If this is what Fermat had to put up with, then no wonder he had a breakdown.
We apologize for interrupting your meal, sir.
It's fine. With my layman's palate, it's not like I can tell the difference anyway. I was actually quite enjoying my meal until she appeared out of nowhere and started apologizing. Gave me a bit of a fright, to be honest.
Oh, well, it's because Chef Savannah tasted a bit of the leftover soup from my pot and then threw me out of the kitchen.
Gosh, that's pretty strict. Has she always been that way? I don't recall things being like this when Escoffier was head chef here. I gotta say, you're all looking a little worse for wear these days.
I mean, Escoffier was strict too, but I think the difference is that her criticism was more constructive, so you knew what you did wrong and how to improve, and we all knew that it came from a good place. Chef Escoffier was hard on us because she truly wanted us to reach her level. But these days, whenever we make a mistake, we just get told to wake up, get your head in the game, or just do it again. And it's only gotten worse since word got out that Chef Escoffier had started working again in the Fleuve Cendre.
Monica, you don't need to call me chef. I'm not the boss here anymore.
Yeah, but through no fault of your own, what happened back then, that wasn't on you, and all of us know that. That banquet was a huge event, and so many staff were involved every step of the way. With so many moving parts, there's no way of knowing how that Lumiline ended up in the food we served.
Lumiline? What's that?
A new drug from the Fontaine Research Institute, produced from an extract of the Lumitoile. Apparently it sharpens the senses, so they used it to treat people with impaired responses to stimuli.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. They found out you can use it as a flavor enhancer since it stimulates the taste buds. Makes things pretty addictive.
They also found that overuse can have mood-altering effects, and even lead to nerve damage. So it quickly ended up on the guards' list of controlled substances. Unfortunately, however, some food products containing the additive had already made it to the market by the time the guards banned it from the restaurant industry.
Everyone knows that in all likelihood, someone probably just purchased a batch of contaminated ingredients by mistake. But you took all the blame. We all know why. You just didn't want to see this turn into a place where tensions are constantly running high, because everyone's suspicious of each other all the time. And now look at you, a fry chef in the Fleuve Cendre.
What are you trying to say? Sure, the Spina's Tavern is no Hotel de Boer, but come on, it's not that bad, is it?
Oh, the Fleuve Cendre, you say? Great. That's where I'm dining from now on.
Monica, I'm very happy with my current job. And there's no changing the past. We just have to let bygones be bygones. Besides, at the end of the day, I was the head chef, regardless of whose mistake it was. Ultimately, the responsibility lay with me.
If only Savannah was half the boss you were.
I'm sorry? Do you have a problem with my conduct as head chef?
No, chef.
So, you do remember who's boss? Escoffier? I thought you'd left this place for good. What are you doing back here?
What happened to you, Savannah? Why are you acting like this? When I turned this place over to you,
You made me the head chef and gave up your right to tell me how to do my job. You're not the boss here anymore, so stop acting like you own the place.
Whoa. Sounds like someone has a chip on her shoulder.
Maybe we should give them some space.
Oh, Savannah! My God, have you grown a temper since I last saw you? Have you put even half the amount of energy into improving your cooking skills, or are you still using the Pluie Lotus as an off-brand marcotte, thinking no one can tell the difference?
That's none of your business!
What happened to not storming in and raising hell?
Ho ho! I was not expecting to see something this spicy as soon as Escoffier returned.
Huh? Fan Asian?
Aye, miladies. Might I make a humble suggestion? Given that we have ourselves a tête-à-tête between chefs at the Hôtel de Bord, I dare say it would be de rigueur to settle this the traditional way.
He really said humble instead of humble.
Traditional way? That can only mean one thing.
Sounds like we're in for a history lesson.
That's right! I'm talking, of course, about the tradition established by Modeste himself. The cooking contest!
According to legend, the founders of Hotel de Boer, Modeste and Savelli, used this method to resolve all of their disputes. Everything from petty arguments over next week's menu to disagreements over the strategic direction of the restaurant. The cooking contest would decide who had the final say.
Huh. Sounds like they had a lot of free time on their hands.
Ah, well, it might sound that way to us. But in fact, the cooking contest played an enormous role in motivating chefs to hone their skills, reaching new heights of excellence in the culinary arts. And indeed, the reintroduction of this institution in recent years has surely been instrumental in transforming the Hôtel de Bord into the top-ranking restaurant in Fontaine.
Reintroduction? Someone brought it back? Who?
What say you, Escoffier? Surely you of all people won't back down from this challenge. It was you who put the rule in place, after all.
Thought so. There's your answer, Paimon.
Sure, I reinstated it, but I'm not a chef at Hotel de Boer anymore. Isn't this bending the rules a little?
I see no issue as long as both sides agree to the terms. We could simply treat it as an exhibition of sorts. Savannah, any objections?
Exhibition. Huh. No. If we're going to battle it out, let's put it all on the line. If I lose, it's up to you what happens to me.
I don't want anything to happen to you.
But if you lose, you hand over the Codex de Board to me.
What? The Codex de Boer?
What is that?
Only the legendary handbook written by the original head chef Modeste. It contains all his secret recipes, including Gâteau de Boer. It's the greatest treasure in Fontaine's culinary world. And only the present and former head chefs of the Hotel de Boer have the right to read it.
Present and former? Wait, but that already includes Savannah, though.
What do you want that old thing for? You have your own copy, don't you?
Don't take me for a fool. You know perfectly well what I mean. I want your copy, the original version, the one you took with you when you left us.
I'm sorry, I must be missing something. You know, there's no difference between the original and the copy, right? They contain the exact same recipes.
Stop trying to change the topic. What's wrong, Escoffier? Scared you're gonna lose to me? Or are you scared of me getting my hands on the original codex?
Savannah, you may remember that we gave her the original as a parting gift, to thank Escoffier for her years of service. Asking for it back feels a little,
Oh, I'm sure it won't be an issue, as long as both sides agree to the terms. Those were your words, weren't they? And as for the contest itself, let's make it a bake-off. Gâteau de Boer, per the recipe in the codex. Well, Escoffier, you against me. Are you in or out?
You sound surprisingly confident. All right then, let's see how much you've actually grown. I hope you surprise me, Savannah. I'd hate to find out that all you've learned after this long is how to chew people's heads off.
Yeah, Savannah has no chance. Hold on one sec. Yeah, Savannah's about to get humiliated.
Believe me, I'll show you.
Escoffier, are you sure this is a good idea? You accepted her terms a little hastily.
Oh, it'll be fine. Let's head back to the Fleuve Cendres so I can get prepping.
When will Lydia do another show?
Ugh.
So, this whole bake-off thing kind of came out of nowhere. Was it really sensible to just go along with it?
Well, I got a sense that she's holding something back. But we chefs always express ourselves in our cooking. So if she won't talk, this might be the best way to find out what's really going on with her.
Huh? Holding back? Sure didn't sound that way to Paimon.
Escoffier only picked up on it because she's the same way. Always closed off, never letting you know what she really thinks.
That's patently false, at least where your macarons are concerned. I've been nothing but truthful with you about the disgraceful amount of sugar you use.
Okay. That's one case where you can keep your thoughts to yourself.
Wait. Why is she talking about how much sugar Navi? Navia's not a fucking chef. What? What? Okay, I'm confused. Wait, has Navia made macarons before? I don't know, maybe I'm forgetting something. So anyway, what's this Codex de Boer she's so obsessed with?
Oh, that? Well, it's not so much a recipe book as a diary of Modeste's adventures.
Okay, let me look this shit up. Navia macaron. Navia bakes macaron. Oh. Okay, well. That was a while back, but apparently Navia has made macarons before. Okay.
Back in the day, he and his good friend Savelli explored far and wide, partly adventuring, partly looking for new ingredients and developing new recipes. Their creations had an enormous influence on the course of Fontaine cuisine, turning it into a much more vibrant and diverse scene. For instance, legend has it that the original Gâteau de Boer was made using a special secret ingredient that Modeste discovered on one of his adventures. So rare was the ingredient that they could never make more than 16 slices of the cake per day. But everyone who tried it claimed that it was one of the most blissful and invigorating things they had ever tasted. Modeste and Savelli went on to found the original Hotel de Boer, which catapulted them to stardom in Fontaine's culinary world. Especially Modeste. He was hailed as a once-in-a-generation genius, and over time, the recipes from his adventure log became known as the Codex de Boer.
Ah, Paimon's heard this kind of story before. Armed with the Codex, the Hotel de Boer took its rightful place as the finest restaurant in the land, serving those recipes for centuries to come. Something like that?
What? No, of course not. Cooking is a constantly evolving art form. How could any restaurant survive if they only served food that was popular last century? Anyway, never mind centuries. Savelli and Modeste parted ways not even 10 years after their rise to fame. Then, Modeste passed away while he was still in his prime. And that was it. The end of the Hotel de Boer's heyday. It fell into decline, and for most of its history, it was just a nondescript place with a couple of cheap tables. It's only in recent decades that it started recovering. Even then, it still took numerous relocations and changes of management before we finally ended up with Vanigem and the restaurant we have today.
Oh! So the Codex really isn't all that, then. Paimon figured it was like one of those mystical books they have in Liyue's martial arts novels, where the main character learns all their secret powers from.
Yes, well, that's fiction, and this is reality. You can't meet the tastes of modern diners by following some ancient recipes from a dusty old book.
Case in point. Even the Gâteau de Boer they sell now is actually Escoffier's reimagination.
Wait, really? Why though? Didn't that recipe make it into the Codex?
It did, but like I said, it's the dusty old book now, and the records aren't as legible as they once were. Not to mention that there's no way of finding the secret ingredient Modeste wrote about. So, reimagination is right. I consulted some historical records and took what I could from the codex. But ultimately, the Gâteau de Bourg of today is my own recipe.
I don't know. She also has a strange accent. It doesn't sound like anything I know
As
of.
for why we gave it the same name and kept the tradition of only selling 16 slices a day, well, you've got Venegem's business sense to thank for that.
Oh! Huh. Well, that kind of takes all the mystique out of it.
Hey now, it might not be the original Gâteau de Bourg, but it's still the most delicious cake in Fontaine today. And who knows, maybe Escoffier's version is more suited to your palate. Just think, if the original truly was the perfect cake you're imagining it to be, there's no way the recipe would have been lost to history, right? Not to mention that the Hotel de Bourg never would have fallen into a slump.
Anyway, before I left my role as head chef, I made a copy of all the recipes from the codex, including my own improved versions, and turned them over to Savannah.
So why is she so interested in the original copy? Could it be a symbolic thing? Like, whoever holds the original Codex de Bourg is the true head chef?
Well, it was clearly precious enough to give to Escoffier as a parting gift. Meanwhile, Savannah only got a copy. Maybe from her point of view, it's like management doesn't truly see her as being worthy of the role.
You think so? The only thing is, it was her suggestion to gift me the original in the first place. Well, a joint decision by her and Venegem. But still.
What? Huh. Guess she's had a major change of heart since she became head chef. Yeesh.
Who knows? We could speculate forever. Better to just let our Gâteau do the talking.
What does that mean exactly?
It means besting her in this bake-off, and then getting her to explain herself, even if I have to beat it out of her with a spatula.
You don't mince words.
However much she's changed since we worked together, I believe that she still has her chef's pride. And if she respects the art, she'll respect the outcome of our contest.
Well, I'm confident that you and your spatula can get justice for Froment. All you need to do now is win the contest. But that should be a breeze for you.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Gâteau de Bourg is very complicated to make. Usually, it takes 3 chefs working in tandem to cover everything. Now, if I had to push it, I could probably do the work of 3 chefs myself. But I'd prefer to play it safe if I can find a couple of assistants in time.
Well, that's easy. The 3 of us are veterans in the kitchen. You just need to pick 2 of us.
Well, I have heard the Traveler is an accomplished cook, as well as a warrior. But be warned, I will hold you to exceptionally high standards. Think you're up to the task?
I'll be up to the task as long as Navia is the other assistant. Bring it on.
Oh, count me in too. I've spent weeks perfecting my macarons after your scathing review. Even if it means competing against the Traveler, so be it. I'll show you what I'm made of.
Wait, competing against him? What? I thought they were working as a team.
Confident. I like it. Alright, let's start with some elementary mise en place. Show me your knife skills.
Okay, I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Use normal attacks to cut the fruit.
I've always called it chopping stuff up, not mise en place. But it's basically the same thing, right?
Oh, Navia. The difference in your case is that mise en place is chopping stuff up without sending juices flying all over the kitchen.
Okay.
Looks like you found that easier than I expected.
Yeah, thankfully it was pretty straightforward in the end. You made it sound like we'd be carving statues out of fruits or something.
Well, brace yourself, because the next step is anything but straightforward. I'll be using this cold press to extract flavor compounds from the ingredients.
What's a cold press?
A kind of special food processor I got the Fontaine Research Institute to make for me. It uses cold temperature extraction to isolate the essence of cooking ingredients, which can then be used to flavor dishes more precisely. But this isn't exactly standard kitchen equipment, so that probably didn't make a whole lot of sense. Let me give you a demonstration instead.
Custom-made equipment from the Fontaine Research Institute, huh? That's some pretty high-tech food prep. Paimon's never used anything this weird before. Cool. Not weird.
And done. These are the flavor compounds extracted from our ingredients. I processed all the fruit you chopped up earlier.
Wow! Even the smell is so much more concentrated. What next? Do we add all this stuff in?
Absolutely not! Throwing everything in at once will ruin the balance of flavors. We have to go slowly and carefully to calibrate the exact flavor we want. I'll demonstrate again. Now, watch closely. Slowly and carefully. Not a drop too much, and not a drop too little.
Of smell, a refined palate, and
Easy.
And voila! Now it's your turn.
Oh, goodness gracious. Kirby fucking...
Not
Beggar.
terrible. Considering this was everyone's first time blending flavor extracts, it could have been worse. But the Traveler's work was surprisingly good. Are you sure you've never done this before? You got almost perfect results on your first try.
I guess I just treated it like an adventurer's puzzle.
Oh, well, they do say adventurers are multi-talented folks. Now I've seen it firsthand. Alright, now for the part I've been looking forward to. I want each of you to cook something from the Hotel de Boer's current menu. I'll judge your submissions and give you a final score.
Final score?
That's right. The true test of your cooking skills is the finished product. It'll be good practice for the contest itself. Now get to it. Chop chop!
Wait. Submit dishes.
How's it going? Have you picked a dish yet? Choose wisely. I expect you to present the most delicious thing on the menu.
Well, how the hell am I supposed to know what that is? Poisson seafood soup. And rainbow macarons. Okay, well, it did say most delicious, and this says delicious rainbow macarons, so I guess we'll go with this. Escoffier's face lights up.
Look at that! With the grace of a snow-winged goose, as I like to say. Now, let the grating commence.
Give me 100. Come on.
Pretty good, right? Not to brag or anything, but Paimon's a bit of a connoisseur when it comes to la food.
That was painful, Paimon. What the fuck?
6 points.
Out of 6, right?
What? Oh, well, fair enough. Paimon doesn't cook all that often, so as long as it's a pass.
That's 6 out of 100.
What?
What?
You say you're a connoisseur, but it's quite clear from this dish that you have far more experience consuming food than creating it. By that logic, I suppose you think listening to Lady Farina on repeat every day would make you an opera singer.
Aww.
Ugh, me next, me next! I'll have you know that this batch of macarons has 2 whole tablespoons less sugar than my previous ones.
I don't think you're gonna get terribly far with that, Navia, because we did delicious macarons too.
So you went from 12 tablespoons to 10? Well, it's nice to know you actually measured it out. Because it tastes like you just threw in whatever was left in the jar. 6 points.
Aww.
Yikes, she's a harsh judge.
Now to the final dish.
So, what do you think?
Wait, I thought we only submitted one dish.
This is our last hope.
8 points.
Darn, that's barely higher than what we got.
Thinking, Escoffier's probably not going to hire you two, or whatever.
Not exactly. The color is spot on. Beautiful aroma. Excellent presentation.
Bro, what is with that face?
I have to give this one 8 points out of 10. Maybe even 9 points.
Wait, what? So now we just change how many total points it's out of?
How did you pull that off?
It's all practice from cooking for you, Paimon.
Don't get me wrong. There's room for improvement. But still, this is clearly the work of an accomplished chef. I can tell that you've put many hours of work into honing your skills in the kitchen.
What was that?
I can really taste the grace of the snowing goose in this dish. The traveler's journey, with all its trials, tribulations, and setbacks. Not to mention the frustrations of having a picky eater for a partner.
Hey, you made that last part up! No way did you taste that!
I don't think Paimon's that picky, actually. She pretty much eats anything.
Well, it looks like I lost fair and square. I guess you'll be taking the Traveler as one of your assistants then?
But if it takes 3 chefs, that still leaves 1 slot remaining. Maybe Paimon and Navia should keep practicing and see how it goes?
Okay, whoa, wait a sec. So you're telling me the macarons that I submitted were considered Paimon's dish? And so she was judging Traveler, Paimon, and Navia separately, so they each submitted their own dishes, so there were 3 total dishes. And she graded Paimon and Navia's dishes out of 100, but then she graded the Traveler's dish out of 10. What the fuck, dude? This doesn't make any damn sense.
Chef Escoffier!
Oh, it's Hilaire! What brings you here?
I heard the news about the cooking contest. You're doing Gâteau de Bourg, right? I was just wondering if you needed any help.
No. No. If you pick this little fucking brat over Navia, then I withdraw my services. Fuck that shit, dude.
And you think you're up to the task, do you?
Oh, no, I know I'm not there yet. It's actually my dad who wanted to help.
Oh, well, still no. It has to be Navia.
Firma, last I heard, you could barely get out of bed.
Chef Escoffier, Navia, Traveler, thank you all so much for everything you're doing for me and my family. I've had enough of sitting around at home while you run yourselves ragged. If you let me, I'd like to help you win this cooking contest.
Are you sure you're up to the task, Firma?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Don't you worry. I'll be fine. I'm feeling much better now. I'm sorry. I know I've been rather useless these past few days, but not anymore. The fact is, I'm a fine chef, despite recent events. I've proven myself in the Hotel de Bourg kitchen, so if anyone's qualified to work under Chef Escoffier, it's me. I think. I mean, I hope so.
Wait a sec, I just realized something. I think she graded Paimon and Navia out of 100 because even 1 out of 10 was too high. So she had to divide it into hundreds just to give them the proper amount of points. Then again, she could have just said 0.6 out of 100, I guess. But whatever.
Firma, have you even set foot in a kitchen since leaving Hotel de Bourg?
I have not, but I'm fully rested now. I know I can handle it. I'll prove it. Let me whip something up for you right now.
Hold on a sec. Kirby.
Huh? That's strange. Why are my hands shaking?
Uh-oh. See, you can't do it. It has to be Navia.
What do you call this, Verma?
Oh, wow. Savannah has, like, given these chefs, like, PTSD, dude. That's how fucked up Savannah is.
I can't seem to grip my knife.
Do it again! Again! Again!
I...
Dude, just let Navia do it.
Hopeless. Get out of my kitchen yesterday.
Bro, who says that?
Dad, what's wrong?
I don't understand. I was feeling so much better, and then Will I never be able to work in a kitchen again?
Dad, talk to me. What happened?
I think the real issue here is not physical exhaustion, but psychological trauma.
Yeah, that's what I just said, basically.
Monica, when did you get here?
Even I didn't notice you arrive.
Probably because you were all concentrating so hard on your cooking. I didn't want to interrupt your flow. But anyway, Verma, I'm so sorry. If only I'd known how serious your situation was, I would have stood up for you sooner.
You have nothing to apologize for, Monica. During those long nights of redoing every order, you were the only person who looked out for me.
Oh, come on. All I did was make you some tea. I doubt it was much help. Savannah was so ruthless toward you. I probably should have brought you something stronger.
She sounds like the worst. All right, another Savannah horror story. Let's hear it.
Oh, God.
She's been getting harsher and harsher on us ever since she heard about Escoffier's new role in the Fleuve Cendre. Seems like no matter what we make, she'll find something wrong with it.
I don't know. Is she like... I don't know. Maybe she actually wanted to be the chef at Fleuve Cendre.
What is this? It looks like a dog's been at it. In the trash now!
Then she orders us to redo the dish again and again, but we never know what's going to make her happy.
Do it again, do it again, do it again!
Every time you remake it, you just get another earful from her.
Either straighten yourself out, or get out of my kitchen!
So now, it seems like just picking up a kitchen utensil gives me flashbacks of her yelling at me.
Oh man, that must be awful.
The more I want to get it perfect, the more my hands shake, and the more scared I am of making another mistake.
Bro, what if they never were actually making mistakes? She was just being a bitch.
How can you give up so easily, Firma? You weren't a quitter when you were working for me. And even under Savannah, you talk about working late into the night trying to perfect your dishes. That says to me that you still hadn't lost that determination to prove yourself. What changed?
I don't know what's come over me. When I think back, I just remember feeling like my heart and my hands were growing heavier and heavier as the shift went on. Each time I had to redo a dish, my heart sank a little further. Maybe Savannah was right. Maybe I am just hopeless at this.
Dad.
I see. Well, it sounds like there are some deep issues at work here. Ones that won't be resolved by merely seeking compensation. I will win this contest, and after that, I encourage you to approach Savannah and talk this out.
But what if you can't find another assistant in time? Clearly, I'm in no state to help out.
Dude, I'm telling you, Navia is perfectly fine.
You think being one person short will ruin my chances? Let's not forget, I taught you and her everything you know. Even if I had to go it alone, I would present the perfect gâteau.
Oh, well, Paimon and Nadia will still keep practicing, just in case.
And so will I.
Yeah! And if worse comes to worse, we can always get the Spina di Rosula to put out an emergency call for chefs. There's gotta be someone out there, right?
Actually, I thought maybe I could help. That's sort of why I'm here.
No, she will not do.
What? Why didn't you say so?
I was going to, but then... well, this is the first chance I got.
You do this for us? Thank you so much, Monica.
Alright, fine by me. But aren't you still working for Savannah? Joining the other side seems like a guaranteed way to put your future employment in jeopardy.
I know, but it's all right. I've made up my mind. With the way things are, I can't keep working for Savannah much longer anyway. Unless I want to become the next Fermat. I'm done with sucking it up. It's time to try and turn things around. If this cooking contest can get Savannah to see the error of her ways, then I'm sure she'll forgive me for this.
I hope you're right.
Well, Paimon didn't think we'd be poaching from Savannah's staff to get our third person, but there you go. Anyway, Monica's a professional chef, so nothing could possibly go wrong now.
Great! Then it's settled. And to congratulate you all on making the team, I propose a Spina-sponsored meal to celebrate.
Nope, I withdraw my services.
Spina
Because you didn't
sponsored?
pick Navia.
Wait, you mean I'm cooking?
Well, I promised the traveler a feast in the Fleuve Cendre. And I know how much you've been looking forward to it.
Yeah! Feast, feast, feast!
I can help cook.
Alright, if you insist, then prepare for some of the finest food of your lives.
Escoffier opted for a huge variety of dishes. Thankfully, both of us are skilled enough that even though it was our first time working together, we had a great rapport.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Wait, hold on. You need to finesse that further.
She dished out plenty of praise and taught me an awful lot, too. The time seemed to fly by.
That was a dream come true. Paimon never knew Fontanian cuisine could be this good.
I guess I'm finally on the right path.
Wait. Okay, we still haven't gotten any encounter points yet. Okay.
Why, Savannah? Why?
What are you up to?
Oh, nothing. I was just flicking through the original Codex de Boer. I wanted to see if there was anything I'm missing. Something I hadn't noticed before. That might explain why Savannah's so desperate to get her hands on it. But I can't find anything. It's just some hastily scribbled recipes in between diary entries from Modeste's adventuring phase. And most of it's not even legible anymore. The copy I gave her not only has all the recipes in full, but even includes my own private tips and notes from years of experience. Surely that's infinitely more useful than this old thing.
For her, it's probably not about how useful it is, and more an issue of head chef's pride.
Yeah, maybe. Still, it's just hard for me to imagine that the Savannah I knew would go to all this effort just to make a point.
Were you two friends?
We were. At least I always thought we were. She was a little shy, but meticulous with everything and everyone she dealt with. She made a few mistakes here and there, but she was quick to correct them whenever they were pointed out. And she was always striving to improve as a chef. Those qualities are why I recommended her to replace me as head chef. I never imagined for 1 second that she'd cause Fiamma and the other staff so much grief.
It sounds like you feel partly responsible.
Well, I mean to an extent, of course. I pushed hard for her to get the role. And the idea that she turned out like this because of me is difficult to come to terms with.
I don't know, dude. It's like her accent is just weird because it's like occasionally she'll like a word that ends with a vowel, she'll like stick this R at the end. So like idea or like and then occasionally she'll like throw in this kind of like Aussie sounding accent or something. I don't know, it's just strange.
I wonder if this is how Modeste felt back when he was writing the Codex.
Speaking of Modeste, didn't he have a falling out with someone as well?
Yes, with his good friend and co-founder of the Hotel de Boer, Savelli. The story goes that after Modeste unveiled his Gâteau de Boer and was hailed as a culinary genius, he was admired and adored by all. But his newfound fame slowly drove him and Savelli apart. Unlike Modeste, whose every new creation was an instant hit, Savelli seemed to face setbacks every turn. Doors that would swing wide open for Modeste would shut in Savelli's face. And with Modeste being whisked off to all manner of functions by his celebrity friends, he had less and less time to discuss the culinary arts with Savelli. People started gossiping about Savelli, and their relationship between the two gradually soured.
So what happened to them ultimately?
Everything came to an abrupt end when Modeste, still in the prime of his life and still hailed as a genius, suddenly died from an acute illness. And that was it. They neither had a decisive split, nor got the chance to properly reconcile. Their story just came to an end. One rumor had it that Savelli actually killed Modeste out of jealousy, even as the latter was hoping to make amends. Unlikely. It's a popular theory, but there's no real basis for it. At least there are no records of Savelli ever being convicted of a crime. Still, beyond a point, there's no way of knowing what truly happened in the past. All we can do is try to make sure the present doesn't quite go as badly. And that's why I have to win this contest tomorrow. Then get the truth about everything that's been going on, even if it means cracking her open like a nut.
With you on the team, there's no way we can lose.
You're right about that. Just follow my lead and victory will be ours.
Well, no, victory won't be ours because you didn't put Navia on the team. Alright, well, I will be right back. Gonna grab something to drink. Alright, I am back. Wait until the following day. Oh, wait. I think we got our encounter. Yes, we did. Alright, well, that's gonna do it then. So we'll go ahead and switch over to 9-9.
Add Astra. Thank you for complete. Add Astra.
All right.
Palet
うん。
注意事項です。ない。春色春恋春の風。
Yeah, let's get that off the screen now. All
続きから
right.
です。ロードします。ロードしました。
All right. So last time I streamed this visual novel, Haruka proved once and for all that she is best girl of 9-9. Do I need to say more? All right, so basically, I'm trying to remember, how did this start off? No, it's before all that. Right. Wait, where? Okay, so they got past that. Okay. Okay, I guess, like, yeah, after they convinced Commander to let Kakeru join Rig Veda, they were like, oh, we gotta, like, act like a couple now, so Haruka decided to go over to Kakeru's place, and things got pretty interesting there. So, yeah, they, let's see. Yeah, I think he talked with Noah on the phone for a little bit. She told Kakeru that she was gonna punish him for turning on the Valhalla Society, even though he well, no, I'm sorry. She said she isn't punishing him for joining Rig Veda. She's punishing him because of the way he went about it, because basically he told them a lie about how Haruka was using her powers on Kakeru, and Noah was like, well, we have a code or whatever that says you can't lie to people. And so she says she's gonna punish Kakaru at some point. And oh yeah, that's right. She said that the punishment was actually just he had to treat her and the other people in the Valhalla Society to parfaits. So yeah, not much to that. But then after that, Haruka kind of explained more about like how her power works, and like Kakaru was thinking that she was like kind of mind controlling people, but really that's not what it was at all. It's in fact what she does is she kind of turns her own fantasies, like what she thinks in her head, into reality. That's her power. And she accidentally was doing it to Kakaru too, because like Kakaru started like you know, coming on to Haruka and saying like telling her that he couldn't resist her and stuff, and then she finally was like, wait, I can't do this right now. And then he snapped out of it, and then she told him that she accidentally used her power on him, and that she was turning her fantasy into a reality, and apparently that meant that she was fantasizing about having Kakaru, you know, do stuff to her. And then he asked her like, oh, but wait, that means that you also had a fantasy about having a harem of guys. And she was like, no, that was kind of a mistake. And like, I don't know, like it crossed her mind at one point, but since she doesn't have much control over her power, it just kind of became reality. And then like, when she switched personalities, her other personality kind of interpreted as, oh, she wants to be like bold and stuff. So like her other personality would do like even bolder things than what she actually wanted. Oh yeah, and then on top of that, I guess she took a shower while she was over at his place, and then she just kind of wore one of Kakaru's shirts after that because she didn't have anything to change into. And Kakaru was all like horny and shit because of that. And yeah, and she like stayed the night there. That was about it, I think. So, yeah. Yeah, I think I covered all this. Yeah, like the whole thing about her just wearing Kakaru's shirt, she said something like this might be the only chance she gets to wear something like that at a guy's place. So I think Haruka has kind of more of a bold side to her than you might think. Anyway. Yeah, so this is like, I think this is still in the morning, right? They still haven't gone to school yet, so that's where I left off. Sometime before school starts, the two of us leave my apartment. I'm later in leaving than usual because my sleepiness made me sluggish in getting ready, but in the end I decide to go to school after all.
すみません。急ぎましょうか。忘れ物しました？
いえ、その手とかつないだ方がいいでしょうか？
つなぐ手を？
Damn. Wasn't expecting her to say that.
はい。ゴーストさんや高峰くんがどこで見ているかわからないので。
Oh yeah, that's right. They're still trying to keep up the act. Yeah, they have to keep putting on this act that they're a couple when they're out in public, so...
Oh.
I totally forgot we were pretending to be a couple, even though that's why Senpai ended up staying over in the first place. Holding hands, huh? Holy shit.
じゃあ、つなぎますか。
はい。
Senpai holds out her hand and I grab it. She gives me a weird look.
あれ、つなぐんですよね。
こっちのつなぎ方の方が。
She shakes my hand off, then interlaces her fingers with mine. Oh, so this is how lovers hold hands. Oh god, this is embarrassing.
じゃあ、行きますか。
はい。
The two of us awkwardly set off, our fingers firmly locked. Senpai's unexpectedly assertive when it comes to things like this. Or maybe she just wants to make sure our couple act is airtight? That might be it. She's probably just worried our cover will be blown and I'll be put in danger if she doesn't play her part perfectly. But despite knowing that, I'm having a hard time not getting my hopes up. My goal is to find concrete evidence proving that Ghost is the Evil Eye's user, and capture her before there's any more victims. I need to stay focused, or someone else might end up petrified. We don't say much on the way to school. I know I need to stay focused on my goal and avoid distractions, but I can't help but be hyper aware of everyone's eyes on us. Actually, there's probably no one staring at us. I doubt most people are even taking notice of Senpai and me. But knowing that doesn't stop me from feeling like strangers' eyes are boring into my back. I never knew holding hands with a girl in public could be so embarrassing. I'm not sure my heart can take much more of this. Senpai tugs on my hand. For a second, I'm worried I accidentally started walking too fast due to my embarrassment, but it looks like that's not it.
今気がついたんですが。
She shows me her phone screen.
高峰くんからメッセージが届いていて、今日みんなで集まりたいって。
みんなでってことは、俺も含めてですよね。
はい。新見さんのコードネームを決めたいそうです。
ああ。 そんなこと言ってたな。
Honestly, I'd rather not have a code name at all, but if I want to fit in, I guess it's better to let him give me one.
放課後ですよね。
はい。駅前に集合だそうです。
了解です。
私たちは一緒に行った方がいいですよね。
ああ、そうですね。じゃあ授業終わったら、そうだな。また中庭集合にしますか。
わかりました。
Senpai nods and squeezes my hand a little tighter. Though I keep my expression neutral, my heart skips a beat. Stay calm, Kakaru. Cool as a cucumber. Thank God Sora's not here. She'd tease the shit out of me if she saw this. On a related note, I told Sora and Kujo to stay away from me as much as possible for the time being. They're also supposed to treat me with disdain if we do happen to run into each other. Rig Veda saw Yuki denounce me as a traitor, so it would look weird if I was on good terms with any of my former comrades. Until I have my proof, I have to continue playing the role of the turncoat. When we reached the school gates, we let go of each other's hand. We'd attract too much attention if we kept holding hands, especially since the teachers are watching.
ありがとうございました。いい経験になりました。
え？
私なんかと手をつないでくれて。
え、いや、こちらこそ、ありがとうございます。
With that nonsensical exchange, we head for the main school building. It was cute the way she said she appreciated me holding hands with someone like her. She usually has such low self-esteem, but then she'll suddenly be really assertive about something. I guess I still don't understand Senpai all that well.
じゃあ、放課後に。
放課後に。
I watch Senpai go up to the third floor, then head to my classroom. The moment I walk inside, I spot Kujo.
新見くん、おはい。
She stops midway through her greeting and turns her back to me. Looks like she remembers she can't be seen acting friendly toward me. Even though I can't see her face, I can tell from her body language that she feels bad about ignoring me. That's so like her. I suppress the smile threatening to creep up my face and walk to my seat. As I sit down, I notice someone staring at me and look up. Yoichi's watching me from the classroom entrance. Normally, he cheerfully greets everyone while going to his seat, but today he makes a beeline straight for me without saying a word to anyone else.
ちょっとかけるさん。
なんだよ。
見ましたよ。僕見ちゃいましたよ。あなたが女子と手をつないで歩いてるところ。
Of all people who could have seen us, why'd it have to be the class blabbermouth? Yoichi loves gossiping about people's relationships, so he's the last person I wanted knowing about me and Senpai.
何なの彼女？
まあ、そういうことになるんかな。
何その答え方。ムカつく。
何かだよ。普通に答えただけだろ。
もうこれだよ。 彼女できた途端これだよ。彼女持ちの余裕ってやつ出してきたよ。
別に出してねえだろ。なんだよ、うざい絡み方すんなよ。
嫌だね。まだ聞きたいことがあるんですよ、君には。
なんだよ。
見てましたよ、さっきの九条さんとのやりとりも。
ああ。
君もっとうまくやりなさいよ。
あ？何を？
同時進行してたんでしょ。
は？
で手繋いでたことうまくいったから九条さんを捨てたんでしょ。
はあ？
最低だね、かける。
いや、ねえから、そんな事実ねえから。
でも変だったじゃん、九条さんの態度。
そりゃ、まああれだよ。喧嘩だよ、喧嘩。
かけるがひどいことしたんでしょ。
だからしてねえって。
見損なったよ、かけるのこと。
いや、だからちげえって。
ちゃんと僕に相談しなさいよ。そうしたらバレずに2人とうまくやる方法伝授してあげたのに。
Goodness gracious.
いらねえよ、そんな方法。
気をつけなよ、刺されないように。
お前、人の話聞かねえな。全く聞いてねえな。
事実かどうかはどうでもいいんだよ。あれ見たらみんながそう考えるってこと。
みんなってお前だけだろ。
そうかな。
Yoichi looks over his shoulder and I follow his gaze. Kujo's friends are all glaring at me. Kujo herself seems to be at a loss on how to handle the situation.
ね。
マジかよ。俺二股かけてたと思われてんのか。
まあ僕が騒いだせいだと思うけど。
だよな、お前のせいだよな。
大丈夫大丈夫、ちゃんと誤解は解いておくから。
本当だな。
うん。
おい、返事をしろ。無言で笑うのやめろ。
ねえ、みんな聞いて
ー。おい、おいち、おい。
God, what an asshole, dude. Yoichi ignores me and goes to join Kujo's circle of friends. He's totally spreading a bunch of bullshit, isn't he? He wants to tank my reputation among my classmates. I never thought my plan to infiltrate Rig Veda would bite me in the ass like this. Kujo turns back to me, her expression conflicted. Looks like the rumors are taking root already. Then again, if the whole school starts talking about how I broke Kujo's heart, it'll probably make my betrayal more credible. There's a silver lining to this, but at this rate, I may become the school pariah before I manage to catch the Evil Eye's user. Class is finally over. Man, that was rough. The whole day I could feel the girls in the class giving me cold looks. I got a text from Sora too, telling me that rumors are spreading among the first years that some second-year playboy broke the heir of the Corona group's heart. Judging by the tone of the text, she seems to be having a lot of fun at my expense. Anyway, chances are the third years have probably heard the story by now as well. Kujo did her best to dispel the misunderstanding, but the more she tried to defend me, the more people became convinced she was just too nice and that I was the scum of the earth. Well, it's not like I care that much about my public image. I text Kujo, "You don't need to deny the rumors. Let's use them to our advantage instead." She agrees, though it's clear from her apologetic tone that she still feels bad. Frankly, that's enough for me. Sora, on the other hand, seems a bit too eager to drag my reputation through the mud. I'm definitely gonna get her back for this someday. I spot Senpai the moment I reach the courtyard. When she sees me, she puts away the book she was reading and gets to her feet.
すみません、遅くなっちゃって。
いえ、大丈夫です。本を読んでたので。こういう時、今来たところですっていうのが正解ですよね。すみません、私失言多くて。
いやいや、そんなの失言に入らないですよ。自然に話してくれればいいですから。
はい、ありがとうございます。
っていうか、謝らなきゃいけないのは俺の方かもですね。
はい？
ちょっと変な噂が流れちゃいまして。先輩を巻き込むかもっていうか、もう巻き込んでるか。
噂ですか？
俺が先輩と九条を二股かけていたっていう。
ああ。
3年の方にももう広まってますか？
いいえ、どうなんでしょう。私友達いないので噂とかそういうのわからなくて。
ああ。
I totally stepped on a landmine there, didn't I? My bad. Seeing my reaction, Senpai hurriedly waves her hands in denial. She's probably thinking she shouldn't have said that right about now.
友達いないのは私がコミュ障なのもあるんですが、自分から目立とうとしていないだけで、空気みたいな存在なので、決して今はいじめられたりはしてないので。
今は？
小学生の時はちょっと。
ああ、なんかすみません。
いえ、今は本当に何もないんです。自分から目立たないように気配を殺してるので。
わざわざ力を使って目立たないようにしてるんですか？いえ、
普通に自然としてれば誰も私のことなんて気に留めないので。
Shit, I keep saying all the wrong things.
でも、そうですね。力も関係あるのかも。毎朝私がちょっと騒がしくさせちゃうんですが。
ああ、学年の人たち全員から出迎えられるって。
知ってるんですか？
すみません。空が、妹が先輩のこと調べたことがあって。
そうなんですね。恥ずかしい。
Senpai covers her blushing face with her hands.
もう一人の私は女王として振る舞うので、力を使ってあんなことに。
According to Sora, holy crap, this is like a royal procession or something. This is not just some hyper-popular girl. Like, all these dudes are seriously treating her like a goddess. That's how her classmates acted around her. I can't really blame Senpai for being embarrassed, since Sora saw her when she was basically role-playing an empress. Though that reminds me, Sora mentioned something else interesting in her report back then.
能力を解除すると先輩のことを全く気にしなくなるんでしたっけ？
そうなんです。 もう一人の私の振る舞いがなかったみたいに。だから私が無意識に私を空気扱いするように力を使っているのかなと。
もしくは記憶がないのかもしれませんね。
能力の影響下にいる間のですか？
はい、九条の力がそうなんです。ざっくり言うと、能力に合わせて記憶が改ざんされたり消えたり。先輩のもそうかもしれませんね。
でも新見さんはありますよね、記憶。昨夜の。
ああ、そういえばそうですね。ユーザーだと記憶は消えないんかな。あるいはユーザー関係なく記憶が残る人がいる？
いるんですか、そんな人。
いや、仮ですよ。もしもの話。
もし覚えてる人がいたら恥ずかしすぎて死ぬしかないです。
あ、消えてる。記憶消えてる。そういうことにしましょう。俺だけ例外ってことにそうしましょう。
はいですわなんて言ってるから変なあだ名つけられちゃう。
Wait, that's what you're worried about? Regardless, if their memories aren't being erased, that would mean it's Senpai's power that's making everyone ignore her. In other words, she can do something similar to Sora's presence manipulation. Actually, people can still spot Sora if they concentrate, so strictly speaking, Senpai's power would be stronger, as well as more versatile, since she can do a bunch of other things with it. For the sake of Sora's pride as well, I hope people don't retain their memories of the time they spend under Senpai's control. Wait, you know what? Fuck Sora's pride. She's been laughing at my misfortune, so I may as well gloat about how Senpai's power is way stronger than hers.
そろそろ。
あ、そうですね。すみません、話し込んじゃって。
いえ、楽しいですから。じゃあ、
Senpai bashfully holds a hand out toward me. That's right, we're supposed to be holding hands.
行きましょうか。
I gently take her hand and wrap my fingers around hers. I hope we can stop the evil eyes user soon. Pretending to be a couple is more mentally taxing than I expected.
「仲良く手をつないで歩いていきましたがあれ必要なんですかね？成り行きで恋人の演技することになったって話だし、いつどこで見られるかわからないから必要なんじゃないかな。何？なんかちょっと機嫌悪いです？そう見える？普通だけれど。ならいいですけど。いやーでも演技ね。演技っすかあれ。あのクソ兄貴普通に照れてますよ、普通に。
Damn.
そうだね、初々しくて本当に恋人同士みたいに見えたね。やっぱ機嫌悪くないです？そう？なんでだろう。いつも通りのつもりなんだけれど。そんなに変な顔してる？くそ ソ兄貴め、めっちゃムカついてきた。私のせい？ごめんね。違います。全方位にいい顔してるあの野郎にムカついてるだけです。まあうまくやるんじゃないっすかね。手伝えることもないし、帰りましょう帰りましょう。機嫌悪い？
Takamine and Ghost are already waiting for us when we arrive at the station. When he spots us, Takamine spreads his arms wide and walks over.
来たな。遅かったじゃないか。
悪い。俺のクラスのホームルームが長引いたんだ。
そうか。そういった事態を考慮に入れるべきだったな。集合時間が早すぎたようだ。こちらこそすまないな。
いや。
I wasn't expecting him to apologize. Despite his bombastic demeanor, he's a surprisingly reasonable and considerate guy. He even properly disposed of the gum Ghost spat on the ground last time. The more I think about it, the more I'm starting to believe he's actually a good person. He probably just said he'd be willing to condone murder back then as part of his edgelord act. I have a hard time believing he really meant it. But that doesn't mean I can afford to let my guard down. He hasn't done enough to earn my trust completely yet. So long as he's Ghost's comrade, I need to stay wary of him. As for Ghost herself, well... She doesn't seem the least bit interested in me. She's looking off in the distance, quietly chewing her gum. Unlike the rest of us, she isn't wearing her school uniform. Did she change out of it to keep us from figuring out which school she goes to? Or did she not even go to school in the first place? Takamine's info was easy enough to get a hold of, but Ghost is still shrouded in mystery. Senpai lets go of my arm as she breaks the silence.
かける様のコードネームを決定するとのことですが、どちらで？
案内しよう。うってつけの場所がある。
まさかてめえんちじゃねえだろうな。
安心しろ。もっと広くて落ち着ける場所だ。
まあ楽しみですわね。ね、かける様。
あ、はいですね。
ではついてきたまえ。
Takamine turns on his heel and walks away. Sighing, Ghost follows after him.
行きましょう、かける様。
はい。
差し出がましいようですが、十分にご注意を。かける様の目、仲間に向けるものではありませんでしたわ。
ああ、すみません。気をつけます。
Smiling, Senpai grabs hold of my arm again.
では。
はい。
We follow after Takamine and Ghost. The way I looked at them, huh? I didn't do a very good job at concealing my wariness, it seems. Whoops. Senpai's right. I need to be more careful. I have to hide my suspicions and talk to the two of them like they're my friends. Alright, let's do this.
どこに行くのかと思えば。
なんだ？
ただのファミレスじゃねえか。
秘密基地でも期待したか？君も意外とロマンチストだな。
ふざけんな、ぶっ殺すぞ。
さ、好きに頼んでくれたまえ。今日は私のおごりだ。
ではお言葉に甘えて、かける様は何になさいます？
とりあえずドリンクバーで。
では私も。
ゴーストも好きに頼んでくれ。
俺はいい。
遠慮するな。
してねえよ。何もいらね
うん、そうか。まあいい。無理強いはすまい。二人もドリンクバーだけでいいのか？
ああ、だけで。
私も。
そうか。では私の判断で追加させてもらおう。これだけはどうしても外せん。ポテトフライだ。嫌いなものはいるか？
え。確認なんざいらねえから好きに頼めよ、うざって。
では注文させてもらおう。実はこうやって仲間たちとポテトフライをつまむのが密かな夢でな。おかげで念願が叶いそうだ。
お前普段超然と振る舞ってるくせにただの友達いねえ寂しいやつじゃねえか。
God damn, dude. Ghost has no fucking chill at all.
私のような男に友達などいるはずないだろう。さあ、注文するぞ。
Takamine excitedly presses the call button and gives our order to the waitress who comes over. I know I got all gung-ho about finding clues, but the atmosphere is so... well, I wouldn't exactly call it friendly, but it's more relaxed than I'd imagined. I'm having a hard time staying focused on my goal. This guy's managing to betray my expectations at every turn.
さて、話し合いの前に飲み物の調達だ。
俺も。高坂先輩、何飲みます？俺持ってきますよ。
いえ、ご一緒に。実は私もこういったお店にはあまり来ないので自分でやってみたいんです。
じゃあ一緒に。
はい。
ゴーストは行かないのか？水もセルフサービスだぞ。
知ってる。
仕方ない。持ってきてやろう。
聞いてなかったのか？俺は何もいらね
え。水すらもか？
何度も言わせんじゃね
えよ。わかった。もうとうまい。
We leave Ghosts behind and head to the soda fountain. It's kind of weird that she doesn't even want water. Does she want to avoid using public restrooms or something? Or is she one of those clean freaks who only eats and drinks stuff she's absolutely certain isn't contaminated with germs? I have no idea. In fact, I know practically nothing about Ghost. I fill up my glass, then return to my seat with Senpai. Takamine returns a few seconds later.
さて、ポテトフライはまだ来ていないが、早速。
おいおいおいおい。
Ghost's expression stiffens when she sees the glass in Takamine's hand. As it happens, I got a cup of soda, while Senpai chose herbal tea. Takamine, though... he's got some weird multicolored liquid that I can't even begin to describe.
なんだ？
お前こそなんだよ。何持ってきたんだよ、お前。
混ぜたんだ。
は
？5種類ほど混ぜたんだ。
嘘だろ。ガキかよ。
I do mixed drinks still, but I only do like 2. I don't do freaking 5.
一度やってみたくてな。安心しろ。まずくてもしっかり飲み干す。
なんで俺はこんなアホとつるんねんな。
Ghost frowns to herself. To be quite honest, I'm wondering that too. Kosaka-senpai met Takamine via that role-playing website. It was only afterwards that she learned they were classmates. Did Ghost also meet him on the Leaves of Agastya forums? She doesn't strike me as the type to roleplay. In fact, she looks like the kind of person who'd actively ridicule people who are into it. How on earth did she end up meeting Takamine? And what convinced the two of them to start up Rig Veda together? They seem like polar opposites of each other, so why did they team up? I'm dying to know, but I should probably keep my curiosity in check for now. If I start asking too many questions, they might get suspicious of me.
来たぞ。
The waitress places Takamine's long-awaited fries on our table. His eyes sparkle as he looks down at the mound of crispy golden brown deliciousness. This guy sure gets excited easily, huh?
さあさあ食べてくれ。みんなでつまもう。
じゃあいただきます。
私もいただきますわ。
ゴーストも遠慮はするな。
何度も言わせんなっつったろ。
過度なダイエットは体調不良につながるぞ。
ちげえよ死ね。
体調不良といえばだ。
Takamine picks up a French fry and turns to me.
調子が悪そうだな。
少し寝不足なんだ。
宿題でもやり残したか？
そうじゃ、いや、まあそんなところ。
私が寝かせなかったもので。
I'm shook. I was trying to think of some excuse to avoid mentioning that Senpai stayed over, but she just flat out admitted it. Not only that, her choice of words was intentionally misleading.
何？もうそこまで進んでいるのか？
ええ。ね、かける様。夜通し愛し合っていましたの。
Bro.
いえ。
Forget implying things. She's basically saying we kissed. I want to deny it, but we're pretending to be a lovey-dovey couple. If I don't play along here, my cover might get blown.
おかげさまで。
I can feel my voice cracking. I'm still a virgin, so pretending to be otherwise feels kind of sad in a way. Damn, my chest hurts now.
そうか。
Takamine folds his arms, his expression serious. If he had pressed me for details, my lack of knowledge would have sunk me immediately. But fortunately, he seems to have bought our story. Ghost also seems wholly uninterested in our love life, as she's staring absently out the window.
一つ聞かせてくれないか？夜通しというのは具体的に何回いたしたんだ？
Damn. He's asking him that?
Huh?
Takamine's question comes so far out of left field that my eyes go wide. Thankfully, at this point, Ghost sighs and interjects.
てめえふざけんな。その話を掘り下げるんじゃねえよ。
ふざけてなどいない。真剣だ。なぜダメなんだ。
聞きたかねえんだよ。んな話興味ねえっつうの。
私はある。思春期の男だからな。興味を持つのは仕方ないだろ
う。アホくさ。
しかしデリカシーに欠ける質問であったことは認めよう。聞かなかったことにしてくれ。
別に答えることもやぶさかではありませんが。
いや、先輩。
そうですわね。はしたないですわね。
変人しかいねえのか。うんざりだぜったく。
そう言うがな、ゴースト。
んだよ。
君もいつもひねくれた態度をとっているが、随分と付き合いがいいじゃないか。
あ？
実は楽しみにしているんじゃないのか。僕らと会うの。
僕？
おっと、すまない。素が出てしまった。
普段は僕かよ。随分と可愛らしいな、おい。
相手や状況によって使い分ける。当たり前だろ。
全然動じねえなこいつ。つまらね
うろたえるのがお望みならばそうしてやろ
う。うるせえ、とっとと本題に入れ。俺はさっさと帰りたいんだ。
本題ならばすでに入っている。
あ
Smiling arrogantly, Takamine slathers a fry with ketchup and pops it into his mouth. After chewing thoroughly, he slowly swallows and sips from his hellish concoction. He then nods in satisfaction, seemingly pleased with the taste.
実はコードネームの件は口実でな。今日の目的は交流だ。ことの葉を交わし、お互いを知ろうじゃないか。
I figured Ghost would just tell Takamine to stop screwing around like usual, but remarkably, she takes this in stride. Oh wait, I get it now. Looking at it from a different angle, this is a chance for them to probe my intentions. I need to be extremely careful about what I say. I don't know whether or not Takamine notices my increased vigilance, but he continues with his speech.
彼もそうだが、エンプレスも新参には違いない。もともと私とゴーストで立ち上げたこのリグ・ベーダも歴史のある組織とは言えんしな。
We founded it just the other day, huh? I figured Takamine had started the group and Ghost had joined after, but it seems like they're both co-founders? Seeing as Ghost doesn't correct him, I'm guessing it's true. Forming a group like this feels rather out of character for Ghost. Something's not right here.
何見てんだよ。
いや、悪い。
言いたいことあんならさっさと言えよ。
ゴースト、なぜすぐ喧嘩腰になるんだ。君こそ私の話を聞け。今日の目的は何だ。
お前らで勝手にやれよ。仲良しごっこに付き合う気はね
え。ならばなぜここにいる。
俺には俺の都合があんのさ。
Ghost gives Takamine a condescending smile. Just as I thought, Ghost doesn't really trust Takamine. So why did she approach him? Is she searching for fellow users like us? Of course, that has to be it. No other explanation makes sense. When we first met, Ghost said, "We found 4 more users." Same as us, she probably figured she'd find actual users by scouring the fan site Takamine manages. The only reason she teamed up with Takamine is to search for users more efficiently. It all makes sense now. But why is she looking for other users? She doesn't strike me as the kind of person who's on the hunt for allies. Which means she's trying to find users to kill? A chill runs down my spine. She wants to murder users with her evil eye. That's why she's looking for them. If my assumption's correct, then everyone here is one of her targets. Holy shit. Thanks to Senpai's warning earlier, I managed to catch myself before my shock shows on my face. But Senpai, who's watching me more closely than the others, notices my face tense up for a split second. She brings a French fry up to my mouth. I stare at her blankly for a few seconds, but then I realize she's trying to cover for my momentary slip-up, and I hurriedly open my mouth.
美味しいですか？
はい。うまいっす。
焼けるじゃないか。
目の前でイチャつくんじゃねえよ、うざって。
お二人も私どものことなどお気になさらず。
ああ？
私が思いますに、ゴーストさんは二人きりになると司令官さんに甘えるタイプでございましょう。
Oh damn, she went there.
くだらねえ。くだらなすぎて怒る気も失せるぜ。
あら、私てっきり二人でリグベーダーを結成なさったんでしょ？
確かに始まりは我ら二人だが、ゴーストもエンプレスと同じだ。サイトを通じて知り合った。
そうでしたの？残念。
何が残念だ。てめえ分かってて聞いただろ。
誤解ですわ。
Senpai brings a hand to her mouth as she laughs. She managed to naturally drive the conversation toward the topic I'm interested in. Senpai's a pro at this. It's probably best if I just keep my mouth shut and let her handle things. This personality of hers is a master of communication. At the very least, she's way better than me.
お付き合いはされていない。
付き合ってるわけねえだろ、アホかよしねえよ。
ですが、絆があるのでしょ？二人の間には。
あるかそんなもん。
そうだな。利害、いや、目的の一致だな。AF ユーザーの理想郷を作る。そのために我らリグベーダを作ったのだ。
Hey, what's up, Ox? How you doing? Really? Is that seriously all there is to it? Takamine probably thinks so, but what about Ghost? I saw Ghost scoff at him when he said that. She doesn't give a damn about making a user utopia. The only other reason she joined forces with a guy like Takamine is because...
君は何か聞きたいことはあるか？
あ、俺。
Hey, how you doing, Ox?
ああ、交流とは言ったが、 過度な慣れ合いをするつもりはない。
今さら取り繕っても手遅れだろ。お前頭からはしゃいでたじゃねえか。
ただ楽しんでいただけだ。必要以上に私自身のことを話すつもりはない。ゴーストもそうだろ。
まあな。
君もエンプレスもそれでいい。話したくないことは話さなくていい。だが話せることは話す。慣れ合いはしないが仲間だからな。最低限は知っておくべきだろう。互いのこと。さあ聞いてくれ。答えるとは限らないがね。
って急に言われてもな。
There's a bunch of stuff I want to ask, but I'm not confident I can phrase my questions in a way that won't arouse suspicion like Senpai does. Now then, how should I go about this? Annoyed by my silence, Ghost sweeps her bangs back and clicks her tongue. That gesture of hers makes me realize something. In fact, I probably realized it long ago, but I kept getting distracted by other things, so I never really gave it much thought. Ghost's face looks extremely familiar. I feel like she's the spitting image of someone close to me. Yoichi?
セーブ画面です。セーブします。セーブしました。
Alright guys, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and call it a night. Let's see, I will not be streaming tomorrow. But... let me, hold on, let me think about this. Am I gonna be able to stream Tuesday? Hold on, let me check something. Okay. I can probably stream Tuesday, but I think it's going to be an earlier stream than usual. And probably shorter too, so... But anyway, yeah, Tuesday I will continue Escoffier's story quest on Genshin Impact. Happy Mother's Day out. And yeah, I think that's all I got, so yeah, I will see you in a couple days. Have a good night.